Testing, 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 testing. Okay, now everything works. Um, there has been some leaks. Um, really weird, like if it's official, why wouldn't they just wait a few more days? Um, I find that kind of weird. But we have some trailer leaks. Um, so we're gonna look at that.
So let the black flag signal nothing but your allegiance to man's natural freedoms.
That's my review. So there's a
Black
few
flag signal
things
nothing
I
but your
find
allegiance
kind of interesting. Uh, where do we have that?
to man's natural freedoms.
There it is. So this is the first thing. Like, I know this is just some kind of trailer or something, but what happened to Edward's face? Seriously. Um, if we can look at a picture from the original, like this is a in-game image, I think. Um, it is a noticeable difference, right? Um, it's just something that doesn't feel right with the new one, if you know what I'm saying. Um, and the second thing, again, this is a trailer, but something, yes, typical Ubisoft. One of the first missions when you help, what is it called? Um, Steed Bonnet, uh, find his supplies, and you also take back that artifact. Uh, this is that mission. Uh, and if so, we can see that they have changed the mission structure a bit because originally this was a tailing mission and now it seems to be some kind of investigation mission. Uh, I was not a big hater of the tailing missions, but I know a lot of people were. So this is great to make it more like mainstream, I guess. Um, other than that, um I do typically not uh, like the more modern Assassin's Creed HUD experience. Uh, we have this like, yeah, what is it called? Compass thing at the top instead of a minimap. I don't like that. Um, but it seems like we have medicine that is great to make the combat a bit harder because in the original you just healed after like 5 seconds out of combat. Um, so Yeah, overall, I think this is good. And like a mini map, you can probably mod that if it's a super big deal for you. I don't know if there was something more. Uh, Amazing graphics. Again, here we can see like Edward. This is the Edward I remember. So it was probably just a bad scene where it looks like a balloon or something. Yeah, that's everything. We also have this Matt Ryan's little
Hey guys,
message.
it's Matt Ryan here, or should I say Captain Edward Kenway.
Yeah, so if you don't know, this is Edward Kenway's voice actor.
Now, this ship has had more leaks than a worn out hull, but the real treasure is still below deck. It's only a few hours left before we show you what we've been cooking, so make sure you tune in, lads. It's almost time to set sail again. I'll see you there.
Um, this yeah, kind of interesting in one way because you probably know that this game has been known like as the worst kept secret in gaming history. But I actually have a theory that it's just way too much uh, from people working pretty close to Ubisoft that just accidentally happened to leak the game. So it just seems uh, unbelievable, in my opinion. I think that Ubisoft might have seen like with the release of especially Shadows. Shadows was also leaked since a few years back before release by Insider Gaming, I think. Uh, but that game never got so hyped because like it was nothing. It was just a game on a timeline with um, the upcoming games. It was going under codename Red, I think. Um, so they realized that literally no one was interested in that game. So for this one, they just like uh, on purpose uh, gives us some leaks to just make this thing a big controversy. Uh, because like all publicity is good publicity, and that uh, yeah, that makes the game more hyped, I guess. That's just my theory. I might make a video about that if you want to. Um, I think that might be a bit interesting, uh, but I don't know. I don't know really. Um, is there something more I want to show? Not in the liked videos, at least. Um, uh, yeah, it will be really interesting to uh, watch the reveal. It's just 15 minutes left now. Um and see if all the leaks and rumors uh, were actually correct. Like, um, it's not going to be an RPG. Uh, I'm really happy about that. I do not like the RPG games at all. Uh, or like, they're not terrible, but for the price and yes, yeah, it ruins. the the franchise, I guess. Um, is there something more? Yeah, it's also rumored to be built on the same engine as Shadows. Um, uh, or maybe that was the Ubisoft channel. I don't know. They have.
A game engine synchronizes every moving part of the experience, immersing us in interactive journeys like no other medium can. Achieving this in an open world as vast and systemic as Assassin's Creed Shadows is requires a custom engine built for scale and complexity. An engine just like
Sorry, my
Anvil.
headphones were. Why is there no sound now? Seriously. I just reload the page, I guess.
A game engine synchronizes every moving part. part of the experience, immersing us in interactive journeys like no other medium can. Achieving this in an open
Um, I'm so sorry, like, my headphones are not on my side today. Um, really annoying. They just, like, don't record any sound anymore. I don't know why. Yeah, we'll just
open world
continue
as
with this
vast
video.
and systemic as Assassin's Creed Shadows is, requires a custom engine built for scale and complexity. An engine just like Anvil.
Japan was an highly expected setting for us, so we treated it very seriously, wanted to do the best game visually as possible, and say we wanted to push the limits.
We wanted to put everything on another scale, another step in the quality and the immersion for the gamers.
So, how did we build it? How could we create a world that feels this real? And what did it take to carry out the game's creative vision in an immersive open world of massive scale?
What about making the world as dynamic as possible?
Yeah, like the world might be gigantic, but it's not immersive at all because like it's very dead, I guess. Uh, Not a lot going on at all. It's just like compared to like Assassin's Creed Unity, I know that game has a much smaller map, but it's always something happening in the later games, especially the RPGs. It's just empty. You can explore some things. It's a mind-blowingly big map, but what actually happens? Not a lot. So, yeah, uh, visually stunning, big, yes, but immersive, not really.
Or what about having dynamic season that will change throughout the whole world? All of this would not have been possible without the support of the Anvil people.
We feel like the only way to realize this artistic vision was to use the Anvil engine and to evolve it to its next generation iteration.
An evolution that impacts everything. Like a single drop of water, or thousands of them. All simulated living objects, every drop contributing to a dynamic weather system powering our open world experience. Atmos. From the start, the team's ambitions were to create real-time seamless weather simulations, something truly unique that would reinforce the sense of place and continuity central to Assassin's Creed.
One of the key pillars for Assassin's Creed Shadows was dynamism. So this is where Atmos played a big role because we wanted a world that was immersive as possible.
Atmos is our physically based weather system. It leverages a wind simulation and propagates various atmospheric quantities such as temperature, vapor, humidity to determine if, for example, it's raining somewhere or there is a wind somewhere.
Anvil is built on the same physical principles that govern the real world. Let's go back to our water. It will evaporate under the hot summer sun, form clouds as vapor rises, and eventually...
That's actually pretty cool. uh, like RDR2, it's a really realistic game. Like you can see the drops touching the puddles on the ground. So it's really amazing, but it's not really on this level. But it's also like, what is it, 7 years older, so it probably would achieve this and maybe even do it a little bit better. I don't know. Oh, now there's 3 minutes left until the real thing. Okay. Um, I'm excited.
Here's a health to the company, and one to my loss. Let
Oh,
us
this is in game.
drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may or might never all meet here again.
Rum tastes sweeter among friends, pirate.
I have some people say that it would be a like Twitch drop, but there was no link or something, so I don't know. It's 30 seconds left.
At it again, Kenway. I thought you'd be done chasing fairy stories. Not yet.
Roll and go. The anchor's on board and the cable's all stored to be rollicking randy dandy home.
No, what was that? Seriously.
We fly no colors out here, but praise the lack of them. So
Why
that
did I
flag
get
signals
subtitles in
nothing.
Arabic?
Your allegiance to man's natural freedoms. If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools he'll persuade, but appear to be the devil. And all men will submit.
I think I saw one of those auto-generated cutscenes. That's not great.
It's not who you are.
Who am I then?
You're a wonder, Kenway. You've a knack for this kind of work. It ain't work if you love it.
Hey everyone. I have to say it is so good to be here. I played Edward Kenway more than a decade ago. And you know, he's one of those characters that never really leaves you. Now, over the past months, we know that you've been waiting. And we know that you've heard things. And today, it is finally time to share with you what we've been working on. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a faithful remake of one of the most beloved Assassin's Creed games. It's totally rebuilt from the ground up with the latest version of the Anvil engine and enriched with lots of new additions. Resynchronization with Edward's journey and memories. The same story, the same man, but elevated to a new level of immersion and realism to bring you one of the most thrilling swashbuckling pirate adventures. And I'm
I
happy
really
to
hope
say
that's the case.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced will be released on July 9th, 2026. Today, guys,
One
you are
rumor that
getting
was
the
true.
real deal. The first ever look at gameplay. Everything that's been rebuilt, reimagined, and some behind-the-scenes stories. But enough of my talking, yeah? Let's just jump right in. Hello, pirates. Matt Ryan here, the voice of Edward Kenway. And this is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. 13 years after the original, this remake brings the classic game back to life. Rebuilt from the ground up with the latest Anvil engine to deliver the most thrilling pirate adventure. All right, let's set sail.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure.
You play as Captain Edward Kenway, a rebellious scoundrel eager to make a name for himself in the pursuit of glory, freedom, and a search for a better life.
Seen your face before. Yous mix with them pirates down in Nassau.
Shut your bloody gob or I'll fill it with shot, you hear me?
Edward, is it?
After crossing paths with the Assassins and Templars, Edward is drawn into their centuries-old conflict with secret locations and legendary treasures at stake. Along the way, he joins forces with infamous pirates such as Anne Bonny, Charles Vane, and Blackbeard. With them, he helps establish a short-lived, lawless republic following the pirate code and defying empires built on cruelty and greed. Together, in their search for freedom, power, and riches, they'll fight across a treacherous tropical paradise, from dangerous waters to dense jungles, untamed lands, and bustling historical cities.
Something with facial
From the
animations
grandeur
just
of
feels
Havana,
off.
the thriving and wealthy jewel of the Caribbean ruled by Templars, to Kingston's bustling trade hub, and Nassau, the beating heart of the pirate republic. Each city offers a distinct atmosphere shaped by opportunities and conflicts. The Caribbean world reaches a new level of immersion and realism, powered by high-resolution textures, enhanced lighting, strikingly detailed environments, and a new dynamic weather system. Even underwater exploration is more expansive, more beautiful,
That's cool.
more perilous than ever before. With seamless access to cities and locations, the world feels truly alive. Creating the perfect backdrop for a life on the edge, where freedom is earned.
I
danger
didn't
is
like what I
never
saw
far
there.
away.
That seemed like
Time to draw
some
swords, lads.
RPG,
Combat system has been entirely reworked into an action-oriented experience.
RPG parkour.
While
It
wielding
seemed like
swords, pistols, and hidden blades, every move now plays a specific role with faster, more fluid attacks and combos. Land a perfect parry to open up your target for an instant kill, then follow with up to 4 chained takedowns. Use walls, ledges, and breakables to your advantage.
that's
Track of your
cool,
opponents
but
and use all your tools
the
to level the
animations
playing
doesn't seem as good, and it's just all those visual effects Doesn't look good at all.
Fight recklessly, and you will be punished.
There were some of them in the original as well, so I guess
Whether you're on the hunt or
it's
on
not
the
the biggest
run,
deal.
mastering your environment is key. As you navigate through cities and jungles, you'll experience smooth and improved iconic parkour moves. From
That's not
free
smooth at
jumps
all.
to back ejects and side ejects. These options
Like, it seems to be the same system as Mirage, and that's a mechanically pretty good system, but it looks just not
Being
good
a
at all.
pirate assassin often calls for a subtle approach. With Resynced and its enriched stealth system, you can now crouch freely as part of your toolkit to approach targets. Tailing and eavesdropping missions have also been revamped. In the original game, getting discovered meant instant desynchronization. Yes, this was a pretty big pain point. We remember.
I liked it, but
Action continues.
it
Your objectives
it is
remain,
critiqued,
but
so
your
I guess
target will
it's
react
a big,
You
a
must
great
adapt
change.
accordingly. All these new interactions offer multiple ways to succeed and progress in your missions. Of course, this wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship. Jackdaw.
You named your brig after a poxy bird.
The Jackdaw. What a beauty. Set sail and freely roam the Caribbean. Now equipped with even more firepower, the Jackdaw can conquer the high seas like never before.
That seems like a weird change. But why not?
With new alternate fire upgrades for every weapon, you now have more power and flexibility to overcome opponents' ships in any situation. You will engage in epic battles, boarding parties, and fort raids. All of these are back and as challenging, dangerous.
These animations, bro, look awful.
To reinforce your crew, 3 brand new officers make their entrance. Lucy Baldwin, the Padre, and Deadman Smith. Each officer has a unique narrative questline that reveals their backstory. Gain their trust to recruit them to your crew and benefit from their special gameplay abilities.
That's cool.
Deadman Smith, for example, unlocks a double shot from broadside weapons. Explore the Caribbean alongside your crewmates and trusty pet. That's right, you can now find a cat or monkey for the Jackdaw. Engage and plunder other vessels. Steer through violent storms, rogue waves. Or just soak up the sun, regaled by shanties new and old.
For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced offers a deeper, more immersive adventure that remains faithful to what players love, while enriching the experience with enhanced gameplay features and fresh quests and storylines, including ones for the officers you met earlier and, just between you and me, new narrative arcs involving our old friends, Blackbeard and Steed. Defy empires.
I like more Steed-bound storylines, but Blackbeard, I don't know. Mary Reed will be cooler.
Infamy and adventure await. It's time to raise the black flag. Again.
With Black Flag Resynced, we set out to reconnect with the heart of Black Flag. From the start,
The intention was clear: deliver a faithful and enriched experience grounded in what players loved. We've rebuilt the entire adventure using our latest Anvil engine. Expect fully overhauled visuals, new additions that deepen its world, and enhanced gameplay both on land and at sea. Movement now flows more naturally from one action to the next, whether you're doing parkour across rooftops in Havana or fighting on the docks. Parkour builds on the
That
latest
doesn't seem
design
to be
improvements
true.
from recent Assassin's Creed games, while still keeping Edward's classic moves. Combat now offers a more dynamic swashbuckling experience, driven by precise parries and takedowns. Stealth gets its share of improvements too, and the ability to crouch anywhere. They open up more tactical routes and subtle approaches, letting you shape the adventure the way you want. Naval gameplay also follows the same philosophy and offers more tactical options. New officers will join your crew with powerful abilities, while the Jackdaw's weapons can be upgraded with new modes to change up the fight. The sea now plays an active role in how you'll be challenged by the elements. Weather and waves will influence how your ship will handle, while preserving the pace and freedom players remember. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced matters deeply to us and to you. That's why we took the time to rebuild it with the care it deserves. This remains a solo, adventure, and character-driven experience. It is not an RPG. The focus stays on how
That's
you
great.
play and how you explore the world. And as we develop the game, we organize dedicated workshops with our community. These early player feedbacks played an important role in refining many of these elements. Here's a look
Was
at
I
the
not
most recent
invited?
visit.
Hello everyone, we are here at the Ubisoft Singapore studio where we invited some of our biggest Assassin's Creed fans to discover the remake of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They've had the opportunity to meet the devs, try the game, and share their valuable feedback with us. Here's what they had to say.
I still can't believe that I can help the dev team to make the game better and improve it when it finally arrives.
I'm part of that process, and Black Flag is my favorite game, so to be a part of that process is just awesome.
It felt nice to be appreciated in that way, to give direct input about the game.
The feedback with the dev team, they were very open as a dev team to take the criticism, what needs to be fixed, what's great. They even asked us more questions.
Have I missed something, or like, who are these people? Never seen them before.
I'm just really excited to be back, like with the addition of new audio lines, the new dialogue, and the new music.
I'm super excited to actually help improve the staff experience for the game.
I care about this game, this remake. When I heard rumors about this game, I just wanted to be involved in giving as much effective feedback as possible.
Some of this work came directly from spending time with some of our core players early on. We had them play early builds and sat down with them to gather their honest feedback on the game, tapping into the many things players expect of a Black Flag remake, from gameplay features to visual fidelity. This helped us refine some of our choices along the way. What was interesting was not only to gather that feedback, but to understand why players reacted this way. They were incredibly passionate about Edward, how he moves, how he reads on screen, even the details on his face. That led to deeper conversations. Together, we explored different approaches, tested
Not in a
ideas,
lot,
challenged
but like
assumptions,
the
and refined
details
choices
on
until
his
the intent
face,
felt right again.
those are
The
not
team's passion
great.
and commitment have driven
It seems
every
like
step of this
it was
journey,
better than the
and we can't
original.
wait for you to see more of what we've been crafting.
Oh, it really is so good to be back in this world. You know, I believe the Black Flag is one of those pirate adventures that never really left the players' minds. And it's also really special to be here today with some of the people who helped shape the game back then and who are bringing it back now. Jean, you were creative director on the original Black Flag, and Paul, you're the creative director on Resynced, who's leading the vision of this remake today. Now, before we dive into what the game is now, I'd love to go back for a moment. So when you started building Black Flag back in early 2012? 2012. How was the world imagined in the first place? I mean, what were the pillars that were there from day one?
Well, from the very beginning, one of the key central core pillar was fluidity, right? We really wanted a seamless experience, connecting movement, combat, and navigation, all very naturally. And it was the same seamlessness that we were looking for between naval experience and the ground experience, because the other challenges we were facing was to merge actually two fantasies, being a pirate on one side and being an assassin on the other, without any friction. And the sea wasn't just an add-on, to the ground experience. Naval gameplay was really a core pillar from day one. We also wanted a world that feels alive. Right? Something that would react to the players, always in motion. And it was very compelling to me to see other people, like Paul and his team, actually, to face the same challenges that we did face back in the days. And I think what helped them craft the game was that a lot of people involved in Resynced today were already part of the game, the original back then.
Paul, so you were already a part of the team back then, right? So, when you come back to a project all these years later, what stayed non-negotiable from the original vision, apart from the fact that, I'm Kenway?
So, Matt, the one thing that was non-negotiable is the original story of Edward Kenway. We have never approached Resynced as a reinvention. Our goal is to carry John's vision forward. And today, we have much more room to do so since the game is engineered and rebuilt on Ubisoft's latest Anvil. It allows us to push dynamism, gameplay, immersion further, while keeping the original vision and story intact.
Yeah, Jean, and you mentioned before how collaborative the original game was, and can you talk about that, especially with Singapore?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a absolutely team effort back in the time, and I remember actually in 2012 when we first came here in Singapore, meeting Paul and the team to do what we call the blueprint. This week of hard work where the game really emerged from the preparatory work, and Montreal worked very closely with Singapore. Singapore built key parts of Black Flag. The naval gameplay was built on top of the Assassin's Creed 3 naval tech that was developed, in some specific missions. But you were also behind a lot of places, locations, and gameplays, like caves, underwater gameplay, forts, ships, and some major missions like the E3 demo that you worked on.
That's right. Right. So there seems to be like a real sense of continuity here, not just in the game, but in the people making it. One thing that really shaped Black Flag for me was how dynamic the scenes felt coming back to it for Resynced and shooting the mocap scenes in Toronto. The scenes just felt so dynamic, like the original game. And what was the intention back then, when it came to all the cinematics?
So from the start, and it was a lot of discussion with Kama, the animation director back then, we really wanted the scenes to feel alive. We wanted characters moving, interrupting each other, exchanging objects, and reacting physically. And that sense of movement was really part of the game's identity, I feel.
Right. And when you rebuild a game like this, I guess that becomes a huge challenge, right, Paul? And how did you keep the spirit whilst trying to push it further with all of today's amazing technology?
Well, there are many ways, but to carry on the spirit of Black Flag, we always remembered one thing: to rebuild the game with the original pillars in mind, John's pillars and the original core team's pillars. But the most important thing was the story. Every single small moment in the game had to be rebuilt and crafted. And it took a lot of handcrafting, especially the facial animations. But that's important because that's the soul of the game.
You men are the pariahs of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your bones for char. By Christ!
And when you add new things to a game that people really know off by heart and they know it so well, the fear is always that the people might notice the seams, right? Jean, when you played it, what did you feel?
Well, actually, I felt like playing Black Flag, and not even noticing where the original end was ending and when the new content that Paul and the team wrote was starting. And this is something really, really important. That continuity is very much essential.
You know, Jean, whenever we wanted to change or add something,
Yeah,
we'd
the
always question
parkour seems to
ourselves,
be a
does this
downgrade.
belong here? Would Edward do this? Would John get upset? And if the answer wasn't clear, we simply wouldn't do it. However, as we all know, no remake is complete without additional content. So we have added brand new chapters and brand new missions to the game, including a brand new scene with Edward's wife Caroline that's written by Darby himself.
Yeah, I remember playing it. Jean, so like there's something, I don't know, there's something deeper in Black Flag than just like pirate freedom, you know, and it's closely tied to the character of Edward.
Yes, absolutely. We really wanted to send a message also saying that freedom without structure doesn't lead you anywhere, right? And Edward's arc reflects that. He thinks everything will be granted, you know, that's the good life, plundering, etc. But then in the end, you realize that you lost all your friends. Yeah. Right? And so this is very important because he grows into someone that understands his own responsibilities and that makes him, like you said, very human.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I really leaned into coming back to the character after, you know, more than a decade. You know, it's the same Edward, but there seemed to be like, for me personally, you know, from the scenes that were written kind of, as I said, more dynamism, but also there's a certain kind of weight to Edward's journey, you know? I guess that with Black Flag Resynced, there are some really kind of important decisions to make, right, Paul? And how did you approach those?
So, Matt, with Resynced, we made a clear choice. It is a pure story-driven adventure, and we are fully focused on Edward's adventures in the Caribbean. As a result of this focus, we have elected to not have the multiplayer and not have the DLC. However, Resynced is built from the ground up with new story, new content, and new systems. But we're staying true
That doesn't
to its
really add
action-adventure
up.
roots.
Like,
Resynced is a
we want
2026
the
take
original
on the original
experience,
legend.
but we
And for
also
those of us who are
remove
curious, the original will
a
still
lot
be
of things.
available.
That doesn't make
John,
sense.
so the modern day, right, that played a really specific role in Black Flag when it was released.
This is
So can
interesting.
you explain how it fit the franchise back then?
So, you know, back then in 2013, the present day reflected where the franchise was at. It was a transition moment, especially with Desmond's story and what it meant at the time. But now with Resynced, I think there were some changes were needed.
That's right. Today, the modern day has evolved. For Black Flag Resynced, we have approached it in a way that focuses on Edward's journey while still connecting his memories to the Animus. The modern day rifts in Black Flag Resynced will feature new moments that focus on Edward's internal struggles.
There's also something about Black Flag.
I don't like that idea. Like, Assassin's Creed is a sci-fi series. The only thing it is you are re-experiencing the memories of your ancestors through a machine. And now we are just removing that part. So, what is the point, kind of? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like they haven't thought this through, or they just didn't think it. They didn't think like, what do the community want? We didn't like the original modern day story either, but without a modern day, it kinda isn't Assassin's Creed.
Flag that I feel that, I don't know, people still crave what the game brought, you know?
You know what? I think it's because it's a game full of light.
Yeah.
Yes, there is danger and violence, but everything takes place under the bright Caribbean sky, you know? Palm trees, seas, movement. It's very generous in a sense. And that sense of escapism has always been part of the game, and I feel is very relevant in 2026.
Yeah, totally. And the other thing that people, I feel, never forget, and certainly I never had, is the music.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. It's the music, especially the sea shanties. The sea shanties in particular have always been part of Black Flag's identity. For Resynced, we have kept the shanties that everybody loves, but we have also added new shanties that are connected to the story.
Connected to the story, that doesn't make any sense. Like, in the original, all of the sea shanties, or at least most of them, were real like Scottish sea shanties from the 18th century. So this just like I really hope they just mean that they have added new existing ones, real ones. But from what he said, it doesn't seem like that, sadly.
So today, we'd like to reveal a collaboration with an artist that's deeply connected to the Assassin's Creed franchise. And this artist has a special place in my heart because of his work on Assassin's Creed Revelations, Woodkid.
Woodkid. Ah, cool. Yeah,
That's cool.
That's great. Hey everyone, Woodkid here. I'm in my studio in Paris now, and I have great news for you. I'm back in the Assassin's Creed franchise, this time for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. You know, the world of Assassin's Creed has been very important for me and very linked to my career. It started like 15 years ago or something. And this time, I'm very excited about what we've done. I know that Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a game that's very important to all of you. It's a game about escapism, about rebellion, about exploration, and these are themes that are very, very important for my work. You know, I've explored these themes a lot in my music. So I won't say too much, but I can't wait for you to hear what I've done for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
Having him return to the franchise, especially for Black Flag Resynced, means a lot to the team. We've been working on a newly reimagined track specifically for Black Flag Resynced, and we can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Yeah, right. And, you know, music is just one of those things that people remember long after they stop playing. I mean, I did. The sea shanties, I still play in my car now from time to time, you know. And this game means a lot to you, and we know that.
Yeah, absolutely. This game means a lot to me, and I'm not saying that just because you guys are here. Just working on a game takes me back to 2012, and we all want the game to be the best it can be, and we really hope that you guys will enjoy playing it.
Yeah, so you entered the Animus for real.
That's
Back
right.
in 2012, yeah.
I mean, what a great thing, right? To come back to something, you know, more than a decade after, you know, and get to revisit and rebuild and reimagine this wonderful world. It's just been such a pleasure for me, and I thank you guys for bringing me back. Before we wrap this up, I've got a little surprise for you. All right, this is something pretty awesome. I saw it today for the first time, and I love it. So here we have an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced Collector's Edition. It's so awesome, and inside is a really stunningly well-crafted figurine of Edward Kenway sitting there, slouched like me, really. And he looks really cool, and is crafted really well. And inside, there's a notebook with all of, like, Kenway's
That also leaked early somehow.
diary entries and journeys about all of his adventures, and there's also a brooch and a cloth map, and then some goodies in there for everyone. So this one is really cool. It's the first time I've seen it today, and if you guys like it, then you're gonna have to get your own, because this one's mine.
You deserve it.
Thank you. No,
You're welcome to take it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. We can't wait for you to live or relive this thrilling pirate adventure with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. That will launch on July 9th, 2026. I just want to say thank you for all being with us today, and we cannot wait for you to experience it yourselves. Cheers.
Pre-order. Yeah, not now at least. Yeah, I don't know about that, guys. Like, it's something just doesn't feel quite right. The animations, some of them seemed great, others not. The combat, at least animations, and the parkour animations as well, all just seems to be a downgrade. I don't know. Was that all? Yeah, it seems like that. And it didn't seem to be any Twitch drops. That was sad. Yeah. And I also find it interesting that they say, like, we have rebuilt this from the ground up, but then at the same time they have not rebuilt it from the ground up because they obviously use mechanics from Assassin's Creed Mirage. That parkour seemed very familiar. Um, so it's not really from the ground up. It's just like, oh, we rebuilt the world and re-recorded all of the uh, cutscenes. It seems like for some reason, but not uh, actually remaking the parkour. Maybe even combat. I don't know. Um, if there was something they should have rebuilt, it was